Hi, everyone. Welcome back to my podcast. Let's talk about it with your host, Felita. I hope everyone had an amazing weekend. Today, I am excited to have a guest. His name is Zach Shaleen. And again, I hope I am not chopping up Zach's name. But Zach is the CEO and co founder of Filter Off, a video speed dating app that has been recognized by the New York Times, BBC, and reached #1 on Product Hunt. He began his journey in the online dating industry by launching Romp, a dating publication that provided insight into dating hacks and apps from the modern dater. Later, he launched Hinge subreddit after selling the blog. After completing his master's in information management from Syracuse University, he joined Johnson & Johnson as a product analyst, where he developed online communities for mental health and scientific communities, among other responsibilities. With the aim of enabling people to connect on a more profound level beyond swiping through profiles, Zach founded Filter Off. Filter Off has facilitated over 350,000 video speed dates and secured a 2.4 million investment led by Anheuser-Busch venture arm in November 2021. Zach is passionate about technology, health, and helping people and creating genuine connections. When he's not working, he loves to travel, listen to his favorite podcast, and work out. Yes, I'm super excited. Zach will be joining us, and we're going to hear all things about mobile speed dating. Okay, everyone, we have Zach here from Filter Off. How are you this morning, Zach?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Aside from being freezing cold, I'm good. It's warm in the house, so I have zero complaints. Just have to bundle up when we go out.
Sure.
All right, Zach. So I wanted to talk about, it's really interesting that so I've heard of, and I've also watched on TV where they'll have like speed dating. I've never participated myself, but it's interesting in the 21st century. Like dating is totally different from, when I would go out with my friends, we'd say, oh, you might meet someone, out, you might meet someone in the club, or it's just totally different now. So, I know speed dating in person is, I believe you spend a few minutes with them and then you move on to the next person. And then if you want to have a date with that individual, you'll have a date with them. So explain to me the whole concept what inspired you to start Filter Off.
Yeah, sure. So I was always passionate about the online dating space. I started a dating blog called topromp.com, which reviewed different dating apps and hacks for the modern dater. I also started Hinge's subreddit, grew that to over like 30,000 users there. So I was always passionate about the space and human connection, how to leverage technology to help facilitate that. One thing I noticed about online dating, very swipe focused, very impersonal, messaging back and forth did not translate to in real life. And when I experienced going on a quick video chat with someone before meeting, I was like, wow, this is a much better experience. I can kind of see what they're about, see if we vibe, see if we're attracted before meeting up in person to save both of ourselves time. And that was really
That's
the
awesome.
impetus behind launching Filter Off, which is a video first speed dating app.
I love that. That is so, so cool. So you'll have to walk me through it and, my audience as well. Like, how does that even work, Because you're right. I know a lot of it's and I'm not really sure because I haven't had an online date ever. So it's some of them are you can like someone, and if you like them back, you can correspond. So yours is if you're interested in that person, you can have how much time do you spend chatting with that person before you feel yeah, you know what, I'm vibing with them, or yay, nay, nah, I'm good. Let's not even waste our time. I don't even want to get dressed for this date.
Yeah. So Filter Off, it's available on iOS and Android. It's totally free to use. And if you both like one another in the Filter Off app, it sets you up on a video chat. And you have 5 days to do that video chat or the match expires. So you can message beforehand and then you go on that video date. It's a 4-minute video speed date. You can play fun different icebreaker games. And then once it ends, it asks you whether you like them or not. So that's really kind of what filter off is in a nutshell.
I love that. That's so great. That's awesome that you would even think of something like that. No one has thought of that. So you're a pioneer, as far as like starting that. So what have been some of the challenges that you've faced, trying to like start this, build this whole thing up, like getting people to say, okay, yeah, I think this is something that I can do, you know? I'm sure people were quite interested, like, okay, I can see someone beforehand. Cool.
Yeah, I mean, before the pandemic, when we launched this thing, most people were not very keen on video dating. It was kind of weird to ask someone that you didn't know to go on a like FaceTime date or a video date. And so when we launched, it was kind of, yeah, a little taboo still. And then when the pandemic happened, we got quite a bit of press. We got covered in the New York Times, BBC, hundreds of other publications. And with people just being at home, going on a video date with a complete stranger actually became the norm and it was no longer
Right.
taboo. So that was our first big hurdle. And that allowed us to get thousands and thousands of new users as well. And people's perception to video really just changed overnight. So that was like our first big hurdle. And then we had different technological hurdles, other types of growth hurdles. So there's always a new challenge every day when starting a company.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. And so now how does Filter Off work with AI to like match individuals together?
Yeah. So our every dating app has an algorithm that's actually kind of core to your company. Our algorithm
Mhm.
learns as you go. So based off of your types of preferences, the types of people you want to date, it gets smarter over time. We also use AI to detect scammers. So dating apps have a very large issue with scammers. So someone who
Yes.
is in a different country, oftentimes pretending to be someone else, and then they have you fall in love with them and they ask you for money, often in the form of a gift card, and people give that
Mm.
and then they never see them again. So we've
Oh,
added like different AI essentially to detect that they're a scammer, and then we put them in what we call a dark dating pool, and then we put AI, our bot essentially with these scammers. So it just drives them crazy. Because if you just delete a scammer, they come back. But if you let them in a
right.
different pool with fake users, they just are trying to scam fake users and they go into this loop that's never ending. And the bots try
I
to mess
love
with
that.
the scammers. So that was a lot of
Oh,
fun.
I think that was brilliant. That's awesome because you do hear that a lot, like scammers. You're like, "Oh, I thought I met this guy or I met this girl," and then it's like, "Oh, I had to send them money because, their mother was sick or they couldn't afford this," and the person just doesn't even, they're just a scammer and you're never going to see them again, you know? So that's crazy. So I wanted to know, do you also have a problem with like catfishing?
And not
Is that like a
not quite because it's a video dating app. So once you go on
yeah.
video, maybe their profile picture wasn't representative, but once you go on video, you could see, hey, this person really doesn't look like the person. And if that person also is avoiding to go on video, that's also a very big red flag. So kind of the nature of our
Right.
product, it's quite impossible to be catfished.
Oh, I love that. I love it. I'm honestly gonna like pass this on and share it with some of my single friends. Like, here, go, because all my single friends are, they always are like, it's so hard to meet someone. You can't meet anyone. Well, a lot of them aren't going into the clubs anyways. It's just like, oh, who wants to meet someone? They're intoxicated. They've been drinking. So they're just like, no, I'm good. But like, you're swiping and, or sometimes like I've heard a lot from a lot of my single friends. Oh, guys just wanna hook up, they don't want a relationship. So I think, like, just, being able to speak to someone for a few minutes, you can really feel them out and just be like, "Okay, you know what? You're full of crap," or "You may be the real deal, and this may have some potential. So, if nothing, I can meet you for, like, a cup of coffee or something like that," you know? We could start there, and see. Because, I think the biggest thing is just people, a lot of, especially my friends, they're like, "Oh, I wanna settle down. I wanna meet a nice, guy," and, just weeding through all, the losers out there. that just want to have fun. So I think this is really good. Okay, so can we talk about the role of matchmaking and how Filter Off is blending the two together?
Yeah, for sure. So over the summer, what we've noticed was a lot of our users wanted a more curated experience. They like the video experience around efficiency, but they want more curation. Because how can they know that person is a good fit for them?
Mm.
So essentially, we rolled out a matchmaking service where you are paired. It's a premium service where you are paired with a matchmaker. Our matchmakers have over 10 years of matchmaking experience, also serve as dating coach as well. So they basically learn about your preferences, then they reach out to people on your behalf. Then they vet those people based off your preferences by speaking to them over like a video chat, and then they set you up on 10-minute video dates. So they coordinate the date around your schedule. And then if you need additional dating support, they're also there as your dating coach. So yes, we have this matchmaking service. You could be a client, but if you're just in the Filter Off ecosystem, you could be paired with one of our clients and you can potentially get a message from our matchmaker.
Oh, I love that. That is so awesome. Like you went like the extra step. Like, you're like, we want this to work. We want it to really be a really good experience, right? And you're hopefully, we can have some marriages or, some solid relationships come out of this. So you stated that it's a premium. So how much an additional is it? What's the fee
Yeah, it depends on the
to
package.
have the,
Yeah.
okay. So
So
you offer several packages.
yeah, so we have a
Okay.
package where you have a matchmaker still, but they don't give any dating coaching. They don't do any of the anything over Zoom with you, like a video chat with you, or through Filter Off a video chat with you. So it's all text based. That's a more affordable package. And then the package that's like through Filter Off video chatting with your matchmaker, dating coaching, they work on your bio, your profile, things like that. That's a more elite package, premium package. And not everyone qualifies. So you have to apply on the Filter Off app or on our website. You can see that plan and you could then apply to see if you do qualify to be a client in our.
I love that. That's so good. It's like, what's the app where it's like, they say like the famous people, are you on this? And you have to like, you have to qualify and you have to be selected to make sure what is that one where they make like
Raya?
you, yes, that's what that is like, So I love that. Like, you're like, we're not just going to take anyone. We're going to make sure we're going to go through your application and just like approve you. So I love that. That's really good. And I think you have more people that'll be receptive. And I think individuals that are really serious about finding that person would be okay with, spending the money, be making that investment and having someone like take, the work out of it. Because if you're working, 40 plus hours a week, then you have to put in the time to like go through these individuals. But if you meet with this matchmaker and that you're like, listen, this is the type of person I am. This is my personality. These are my wants. These are my no's. These are absolutely zeros. You're just like, they're going to find what you're looking from. And I feel like they filter out all the like, you know, the no's. So it's just like, no, it's a hard no for me, or yes, where you go like this person, these two were, because it's like if you meet someone, you go, oh, you're a great guy, but what if that person's like absolutely no smoker, I don't drink, or I'm an avid person that works out and this person doesn't. You can be the great guy, but if they have these things, you could, like smoking's a no. It's a hard no, So you just don't waste your time, You're just like, hey, you're great, but you don't check off all the boxes. And no one's perfect. No one's perfect, but you want them to be, at least like, okay, this is something I can work with. So I like that a lot. It's really good. Why is swiping bad for our mental health, Zach?
Yeah, I mean, the idea of swiping that next person may be the love of your life. So it's essentially the same sort of dopamine hit of going in a casino, playing slots. It's quite addicting. There's been studies out how it shows to increase anxiety and even cases of depression. So I just believe in building a dating app that's a healthier user experience. That's not swipe based, but it leads to a video chat. So you're speaking to a human or when it comes to our matchmaking service, even more curation over our standard product.
Oh, yeah. I love it. And, it's so funny. I don't even think because, like I stated, we're both on the East Coast, but it's like I've never heard of anyone ever mention this web. So it's really gonna, like, pick off because 'cause I'm gonna, like, spread the word, like, "You guys have got this is like a awesome app where you can meet someone and really just filter off through, who you want, the good and the bad." Just like, "No, I don't no, you're a hard no." Or you're a solid yes, Do you work? Yes. Are you a good guy? Yes, Do you love your mom? Do you love your dad? Those basic things. If you're like, "No, I hate my parents," you're like, that might be a red flag. All right, so I love that. So how do you approach the balance between user agreement and maintaining non-addictive, healthy app usage?
Yeah, again, our app is not about quantity, it's more about quality, especially
Mhm.
using a matchmaker. Typically, our matchmaker clients, what's really incredible is traditional matchmaking, they typically cap the number of people you can actually go on. With us, it's uncapped. We've had clients that get 4 dates a week. We've had clients that typically we try to shoot for about one video date a week. But again, we really care about quality, that this date is going to be a great one. So when you're using the swipe app, you could literally pay for a premium plan on a swipe app and swipe for hours on it. The average user swipes close
Oh,
to about an hour a day. So it's just not a healthy experience. Again, also for men, most men are getting swipe right like less than a percent. So they don't even get many matches. They feel very anxious or depressed comparing themselves to others. And about 95% of the daters are not getting many matches whatsoever. It's typically about the 5% of daters get almost all of the matches. So it's just extremely skewed. It just doesn't work for the average person when it comes to online dating.
you know what? I'd have to agree with you on that just based on talking to, like, my single friends and, using the app, they would say the same thing, just like, "Oh, forget it. It's just a waste." Like, I've met no one, or the person that showed up was, like, a loser. Like, no. So, wow. So, so good. I love that. Do you find how many do you know of how many successful relationships have evolved, from the app? Like, you've been together for 6 months, 9 months, even a year.
At this point, we've created probably over 100 marriages.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
That's
So,
so awesome. You should be so proud of yourself, Zach. Like,
yeah.
look what you did. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love love, right?
No, 100%.
Bringing people together.
No, for
That's
sure.
so
And it's
awesome.
people from like all
Mhm.
around the world. Like we've had some really cool stories of people writing in. We've had people during the pandemic where someone from Africa met someone in the United States. They video dated, and now they're married and they've sent wedding photos to us. So it's really special. We've created marriages literally all around the world.
Oh, that is so awesome. I love that. This is so, like, really good because I feel like if I was like single and dating, you'd be like, okay, what do you do now? Because everything is like, well, I'll text you. And I feel like it's so impersonal. Like, if you really want to like establish some, relationship, just like being able to like chat with them and see them. Because I feel like everyone can say anything. You can text anything and you can sound amazing, right? But it's when you get in front of them, if you're just like, "Yeah, like, I'm really like, okay, I'm kind of feeling you, like,
For
a
sure.
date. You got coffee now, you can get lunch."
And the
Definitely.
beauty is also when you go on your video dates, if you're working with your matchmaker, the matchmaker actually reaches
Yes.
out after, ask how your date goes. They reach out to the person that you went on a date with, how did the date go? So it actually helps you get some insight on how you did, how you become a better dater. So it's not just this like black box. And you have some
Right.
accountability and they have accountability because you have a matchmaker. So that's also the really special thing using our matchmaking service where you're not getting ghosted, you're not getting catfish, you're not going on, you're not wasting your time going to a bar for over an hour and getting dressed and commuting. You just have a quick 10-minute video.
Oh, yeah, I love that. I love it, and I also what I really like is the follow-up, the follow-through, like, they've set you up, you've gone on the date, they're gonna circle back and, like, talk to you. "How did it go? What did you not like? What did you oh, it was great. Okay, what'd you love about that person so much, and setting up the second date. So, I guess so my question is, would the matchmaker so after that, you've hit it off, the matchmaker is done, like, you 2 can correspond and say, "You know what? I like you. I loved, hanging out. Do you wanna go out again?" So that matchmaker's out of there then, right? If you 2 agree, like, "We really, I'd love to see this person again."
Yeah, but if you're a client, you could also ask for support from your matchmaker. So let's say after the
Okay.
first date, you meet up in person and then maybe they're sending mixed vibes. You instead of like getting in your head and feeling really anxious and messaging them like 6 times in a row, you could ask your matchmaker for some feedback. So you have a non-biased sounding board and someone who could really help you, a coach, so they could help you kind of navigate the situation as well.
Oh, yeah, I love that because we do have a tendency to get in your head. You're like, "Oh, maybe I came off wrong. I thought it was a great date and maybe it really wasn't," or, "I think he or she likes me," and then you're like, "Oh, I don't really know." So, I love that. That's awesome, and I think it also makes, it makes people feel so much more, comfortable, just like, "Okay, I know, like, once I've paid these monies, that the matchmaker is still going to be around if I need them,"
Yep.
I can, always level, them and, like, reach out and say, "Hey, listen, I kinda lean on you for this, what do you think? What should I do?" So it's really nice. It's also, it's good to have that support system. That's super important. So I love that. Okay, so where do you see the future of video dating going?
Yeah, I mean, videos here to say, I mean, I see it as just a great feature to help connect. I'm actually more bullish on matchmaking. I think people are just sick and tired of swiping and having some people get thousands of matches, some people get zero matches, depending on oftentimes gender, or depending on just a number of different factors. So it's just not an even playing field. And what it comes down to is curation vetting. And that's the beauty of having a matchmaker. However, most traditional matchmaking services, the average person cannot afford. They typically are between $6,000 to $25,000 a month. Ours is a fraction of that. So we really allow the average individual that actually is willing to make investment. They care about leveling up their love life and actually finding love that they can afford our service. So that's really where we set ourselves apart in the matchmaking playing field. But yeah, it's all about curation. And that's where I see this, where the consumer is looking for.
Yes, and I agree with you, like I stated earlier, it's an investment, and if you are just like, "I'm really serious, I am tired of just chasing my tail, going around in circles, I'm getting nowhere, and I'm feeling frustrated, and, you know, I'm tired of being home on Saturday nights, Fridays, or, it's like and then as you get older, some of your older friends are, in serious relationships or they're getting married. And you're just like, I am tired of being that third wheel, and you want to meet someone. I think it's an investment. If you're serious, you're going to invest in it. Right. And I always say that like your relationship, you're going to invest in your relationship, what you want. If you want to be healthy, you join a gym, right? You it's an investment. So it's an investment in, your life. So I love that. And I don't think it's going anywhere because the world has changed. It's really convenient. Why set yourself and meet someone and just like, "Oh, who's this person?" You're looking around for them and you're sitting there like, "Oh my goodness, why did I even come out?" This person is just like or you're just like, tell your friend, "Call me in a second. Hey, yeah, I have to go." You know what I mean? You just don't even waste your time? So I love that. I love it. Okay, so tell me about how you balance your life while running Filter Off.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's quite easy to balance my life. I mean, my life is filter off, but I work out pretty often. I have a trainer. I eat very well. I don't do any sugar or carbs. I try to live a really healthy lifestyle. I try to get 8 hours sleep every night. So yeah, very into those types of things. And I feel that if I take care of myself and optimize myself, the results for filter off would only be better versus not doing so.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. I like I said, I just love this whole concept, and I am literally going to, like, reach out to my single girlfriends and be like, "Here." you need to download this app. It's gonna be a game changer, you know? 'Cause that's all I hear is there's no good guys out there, or you'll hear, single guys, there's no good girls out there, or, and let's face it, as you get older, people get set in their ways, or you're working. And I feel like when you're working like 40-hour a week day, regardless if you're working remotely or you're going into the office, that's still time. When you are finished, who has like wants to say, okay, now I need to go on and like swipe and I need to see if this person is who I thought they were, or, it's like you can't be bothered. So for me, it's like I would 1000% outsource. I'm sure there's so many people that feel the same way. Like outsourcing is like the way to go, and just let someone just like do the work and say, these are like 3 or 5 people who are amazing, like, candidates that we know that based on what you want, your personality, this person, you guys would be a great match. So I love that. So great concept. So, like, I love it. I love it, and I'm going to spread the word. Download it. Let's get some dates going here. I want my single girlfriends to, like, and if I say, "You wanna go out to dinner?" They're like, "Oh, no, we're gonna do this," or, "I can, schedule you in for this time." I love that. I wanna hear that instead of them saying, "I'm going out to dinner with this person and this person and that person." I never have anything, just, like, always going out to dinner or something, or just staying home by themselves. I want everyone to find love. So, Zach, thank you so much. So can you tell my audience how to find you?
Yeah, sure. So I'm on all the socials, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and then Filter Off. You could get it in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store just by searching Filter Off. And our website is getfilteroff.com. And the matchmaking service can be found in the app or on our website as well.
Awesome. This is so great. Thank you so much. And guys, please follow Zach and download the app Filter Off to all my single men and women. Let's not be single anymore. Let's find love. Thank you so much for joining me today on Let's Talk About It. And till next week, I'll see you soon. Bye.